Welcome to the Fan Club YouTube channel. I'm Will.
I'm Lawson.
And I'm Austin.
Join us every Monday for interviews with top athletes, creators, and entertainers from all around the world.
So please make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
And thank you for joining our fan club community. Now please enjoy this episode.
He's here. Got the wrong entrance, but he's here, so I gotta go get him.
So common theme for our guests is that they tend to use the wrong door at times because our building's a little bit interesting.
I think it's locked. Hold
Right.
this.
We gotta go on a mission.
Hold this. I'm not very good at giving directions.
Yeah, the
Will.
time.
Nice to meet you. No, I think I gave you the wrong directions because it's an easier lot up there. Was there?
I'm Lawson.
We got nothing.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. Be watching a lot of you guys.
Oh, yeah, you as well.
Yeah.
This is Austin.
Hey, how's it going? Cass, nice to meet you. You as well. So I was just listening to you guys, the other one. Somebody rolled in and smelled like eggs and bacon or something.
It's usually a breakfast buffet going on.
Yeah, we got the little podcast room here. We'll get you sitting over there.
It's nice.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fan Club podcast. We are thrilled and really excited to have an in-person guest in the studio today because we don't really get to do that, so it's always a nice treat. We are joined today by Kasimir Kaskisuo.
Thanks for having me. Setup looks good.
Thank you.
That
Good
means a
job
lot.
on the name, Will.
I did it okay. I don't have the cool accent, but
You say it better than my wife does, so that's all that matters.
That's perfect. So, Kasimir, I've been following you for a long time. You said you've been checking out some of our content recently as well, and we actually went to school pretty close to each other as well. But for those of you who may not know who you are, I want to give a little background on who you are and how did you come across the hockey guys?
Yeah, you said we played close to each other. I went to UMD before you guys went to Superior, but yeah, I played there for a couple of years and then signed with Toronto. Was there for 4 years, and it was Nashville, and then the last 2 years was in Sweden, and now looking for a team. So hopefully staying close here.
And now you're living in Minneapolis, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Lakeville, Apple Valley area.
Okay. I don't think I know where that is.
These guys don't know Minnesota at all. But yeah, it's nice to thank you for coming in and tell us a little bit about your story. Obviously, you're kind of one of a kind because not many hockey players create content or vlogs, and you were one of the first, maybe the first professional hockey player to recap your day, show your day-to-day lifestyle, and in a really unique time in the hockey world as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for a lot of people it started during COVID, just looking for something to do, and I was lucky enough to go to the NHL bubble with Toronto, and I was the third goalie and knew I wasn't going to play, and just being in this situation after a long break, not being in contact with hockey, I was excited to be there again, and I feel like the fans were super excited that hockey was going on again, and the bubble was such a unique situation that something I figured that I'll film it a little bit. I think the NBA guys were doing it, so that's where I kind of got the idea, and then just with my phone, and my wife sent me my old GoPro, so the quality wasn't good or anything like that, but yeah, still like wanted to film around what was going on, what we were able to do, like all the restrictions, and what was the day like in the bubble, and yeah, and posted my first video, and NHL and the Maple Leafs retweeted it, so
I think that's probably
helps.
where I saw it for the first time. I remember watching your first videos. They were in the bubble. What year was that? Was 1920? Is that season?
Yeah,
was the bubble?
summer
Yeah.
of 2020.
Yeah, and that was so unique to see the life inside the bubble because they showed some of it on the news and on before games and things like that, but not really going into the hotels or the meals or everything that you really captured, and it showed how fun or how hard it may have been for you guys during that time.
Yeah, there's a lot that the team cut out too that I wasn't able to
Really?
show.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
the rules were so strict. We couldn't go into each other's rooms. We had to wear masks literally everywhere. And even like, I feel like if we were sitting too close during lunch, like it was off limits. So, and like every time I'd send the video into the Leafs PR, there's like 3 or 4 things I have to cut out. I was
Really?
like, those were the best things,
Yeah.
you know. But you know, I should have kept those things and just posted right after the bubble's done.
That was kind of like us with our school. We had to kind of redo some videos or take some down that our school would end up seeing that technically wasn't allowed. So yeah, we definitely feel you there. But yours was obviously a little bit of a cooler situation.
Yeah, hands were pretty tight and limited what we could do, but you know, at the time that was the only thing in hockey going on. So even if it's just showing how I spend my day and just going to the games and showing around the facilities what are available, and that was what the fans were craving.
Yeah, there's one clip in one of your bubble videos that, like, I don't know why it just sticks in my mind, but it was just there was a video of the empty arena with the light show going on and everything like that. I was like, it's such a weird feeling as a hockey fan, because I watched all those playoffs and you were there in an empty arena. Like, how crazy did that feel? What was the energy actually like in there? Because I know they pumped in the crowd noises and everything, but it seemed odd.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't on the ice,
Right.
so it's hard to imagine what it was like, but it was quiet, and then they played a little bit of crowd noise in the arena too, but I feel like that helped. It wasn't like too fake or anything like that, but it fit in. But still, like, you can hear guys dumping the puck in and talking to each other, and like every hit, like all the sounds you could hear on an empty arena. But yeah, like the intro shows and everything, like it's for the 15 people there. But yeah, it was pretty crazy experience. It's like going to watch a game, and then it's an NHL playoff game, even though it doesn't feel like that. But you're just there watching and yeah, soaking it all in.
Is that why too you felt like you wanted to create more content around it, because you weren't playing as much and you just had more of a behind the scenes look that you wanted to share?
I think so. Definitely, like, if I was backing up or even playing, I don't think I would be doing it.
Yeah.
It was just for me to kind of, you know, the days were long. It was like Groundhog Day every day, and we were just there for the first best of 5. And imagine guys going 3-4 rounds all the way to the final, like that would have been tough mentally to like stay there that long. We were there just unfortunately for a quick little visit, but it still kind of started to feel repetitive and nothing to do really, like just playing video games and eating at the same places, and because you can't even hang out with your teammates. So guys were obviously playing Call of Duty or Fortnite in their own rooms, but together. But yeah, when I posted that first video, it did well, and I was like hooked. I was like, well, that's like it does well, and I like had something to do. It's kind of a hobby, like just film around, edit it, post it, and then it did well. So it was kind of like, okay, now I have to do it.
Immediate feedback to want to continue and keep making the videos, because
Yeah.
And I feel like too, the NHL, like, players when they're playing and you're starting to make content, then you kind of have that thing, if you know you're not doing well, are you getting blamed because you know you're focusing too much on actually making the video? I'm not sure if you felt that way too, with why it was easier to make stuff without playing, because you didn't have to hold the pressure as much of one bad game and it's because you guys are just focusing on making too much content right away, or like you're doing YouTube, so focus on hockey kind of thing. Or do you think they would have accepted it still?
Hard to say. It's Toronto, so I feel like I was very surprised, because I even asked, like, am I allowed to do something like this? And they said yes. I was like, okay, that was a victory. And then but yeah, I feel like if I was in the lineup or something, we lose game 1 and there was like, yeah, how about no more videos? And who knows, I would not be sitting here and like everything never happened. So yeah, so thankful that got to happen and I was able to do it. And yeah, I wish it went a little longer than it was, and see how far it could have gotten. But yeah, like it was like overnight success pretty much, with a couple retweets. And yeah,
that's funny how like just what you said with the Toronto thing, because we made a video for them last year. And who was the goalie again? It was one of the goalie. Okay, we made like a sound like redoing his press conference, and he was the starting goalie. And then right when we made it, he started just doing terrible. So they never let us post it, which is that's just Toronto for you with their crazy media. But.
Yeah, and the COVID rules were super strict. Like I get it if I posted something wrong and all of a sudden someone gets sick and it's like it's this guy's fault.
They got a screenshot
Toronto
of it.
did this, and and everything comes right back to me. So the team was being safe and I was being safe.
Yeah, that would have been just another level, I can imagine, of strictness and guidelines and anything in the background, like, oh, he's not wearing a mask in the background over your shoulder. You got to blur that out. It's almost like creating an ad every time you film any segment of it. And were the guys pretty chill with it? Did you have like a lot of players coming in, or did they ever say anything?
So us extra guys, I think there was like 6 or 7 of us. We kind of had our own schedule. The players obviously play like every other day, so they were going morning skates, they were coming back, and then they're going to the rink, and we kind of just skated before them and hung around and had our own bus and played cards in between, and then went to watch the game and ate before them and went back to our room. So we didn't really see them that much, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to show that much, like I said. We were playing cards with no masks on outside, and if I showed that, we were supposed to probably be wearing masks, and some guys were having beers, and it's just stuff I can't show.
Yeah.
So it was hard to incorporate anyone else into it. But then it was funny, like other teams are posting content with guys with no masks, and it's like, well, they're breaking the rules, because I knew all the rules from getting, like people watching my videos and cutting stuff out, and so I know what I was supposed to do. But it was hard to get anyone. But then, walking into team breakfast and like Matthews and Marner and those guys are there, and like maybe my video went viral the night before, and it's just kind of like, what are they gonna say? Do they say anything? They see it. Hopefully they didn't see it, but we were kind of being separate, the extra group from the team.
Any remarks like that you ever got from someone seeing it that you can remember?
I think maybe one guy like made a small comment or something like that, but I was like, so every time there was a team thing, I was like anxious that someone would say something, because it was still brand new to me that I'm doing something like this. And
it's
like
brand new, basically brand new to anyone in the hockey world.
Yeah, like you said, nobody's done that before, and you're in a setting where the team is going in the playoffs, and the tensions are high as it is. So it's I feel like there was somebody who might have said something, but like obviously it's sticking in my mind right away, and I remember it.
Yeah.
Gosh, that'd be such a hard thing to do. But do you think it helped you kind of? I don't know if you were used to talking to a camera before or anything, because I know that was a struggle for us. We were always a little shy at first talking to a camera or doing a selfie style video, which is a lot of your content kind of explaining your day. Did it help you get out of any sort of comfort zones and start to realize that, hey, I'm actually pretty good at talking to myself and explaining what's going on?
I'm not, though. I still am not, but definitely, like, looking back before I even started, I was like, I would never do something like that. And but yeah, I can pair it up with showing around the arena, and then it definitely helps when you're talking about something and you're passionate about. But yeah, it's definitely helped so much, just being comfortable with how you speak, and obviously you're making it public too, so people are watching it, so it kind of gives you the confidence in a way. And like you said, it's just good practice. And but yeah, it's still something that doesn't like come naturally to me, but yeah, definitely learned a lot, and it's definitely helped with come out of my shell a little bit.
No, I feel like too, when the first video you post as well, like let's say that didn't do as well as it did, then it's kind of harder for you maybe to have that proof that, hey, guy, like what you're doing is something that people like, and the team's behind it. I'm sure like that's a great Kickstarter into doing something like that. I remember even promoting it, like personally promoting a vlog that you made with your teammates that don't really know that you made it, it's like kind of hard because it's, you know, they're gonna see it then. And I remember just, yeah, I'm sure for you too, like promoting it personally and personally pushing it, where you worried like other teammates even watching it, not sure what they're gonna say about it, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I still don't want to post any of my YouTube stuff on Instagram because I feel like all my teammates and everybody I know is on Instagram, but I feel like nobody's on YouTube that I know, even though my following is like double.
It does feel a little safer.
Yeah, because like I put stuff in on Instagram, and then I see like all my teammates and like liking it. I'm like, oh crap, that they saw it. You know, I'm still like.
Is it like a judgment thing, or what are you really worried about?
I mean, probably the same stuff that you're worried about, like just, you know, like all the self-doubt pretty much. Like, is he taking hockey seriously, or is he like, is this bad content in a way too? Like, does it cringe?
Right.
I'm lucky I can show my wife, and she's pretty brutally honest if something's cringe or not. But but yeah, it's, you know, just putting stuff on Instagram, like you said, it's a little more, gets more personal than other than making a video on YouTube. People have to click that video on YouTube, other than Instagram's just going to throw it at your face.
I saw you posted a video before the bubble. It was your first video on YouTube on your page right now from UMD. So were you always videoing stuff, whether you're talking in it or not? Was that always sort of a passion that you found or was it more of a personal thing because you wanted memories?
Yeah, I always forget about that video because it's been so long. But yeah, like I said, I had my old GoPro, and I didn't film anything during college or anything like that. I would like post pictures on Instagram, but looking back, I feel like I was doing a lot, but it wasn't that much. And then we had that last weekend of my college hockey when we went to regionals, and I just slapped the GoPro on my helmet and filmed our last practice and a couple clips going to the traveling and going to the rink, and gave it to like one of the assistant medical staff, like interns, and he would film a couple clips here and there of practice and in the locker rooms. And yeah, just actually like I didn't touch that footage until I think it was after the bubble.
Right. It said it was posted 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was from 2016.
Yeah. So it was still on the memory card. I never looked at it or anything like that. And I was like, well, I got all this stuff. Like, might as well kind of work on my editing.
Yeah.
And put it together. Like, not that the quality was great or anything, but yeah, I guess that's where it kind of sparked from.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, just a little thing like that, and then all of a sudden you're, hey, look at this amazing footage that. I mean, if you started that in 2016, you would have been way ahead of the curve. I mean, like, that is a long time ago for athletes, I would say.
That would have been like the first athlete really ever to start throwing stuff on. Like, what is there? There's some in baseball and football. Like, did you have inspiration too? I think like Trevor Bauer is a big one in baseball. Were you looking at those guys too?
Yeah, for sure. It's a big thing to like watch what other guys are doing to get inspiration and ideas for your own videos, and kind of get that validation that if you do this, like, it's okay because other people are doing it too.
I love learning about the other sports too.
Yeah, well, you can't watch hockey because there's nobody doing it.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, baseball, definitely. There's a lot of baseball YouTube channels, like you said. Trevor Bauer has done a great job and very visible on that. And then there are those NFL guys. I think even Isaac mentioned Juju, but he's got the whole production. It's not like that he's filming it. It's like his own documentary pretty much. But yeah, it's just cool to see. Like, I'm always trying to find new athletes who do something like that, and then every couple of years when the Olympics roll around, there's somebody who does some Olympic vlog or something like that. So yeah, but just trying to get some ideas, because in a way you mentioned that speaking in front of the camera, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be like the YouTube person, or should I just be myself as an athlete, because I can't go in front of the camera and act like Jake Paul or anything like that, just because in the end, I'm still the athlete that's number one. And as you see hockey player interviews, they're really monotone. You just answer the questions and that's it. So, and like I just want to be myself and be real in those videos and not like trying to act like a YouTuber,
different,
you know?
if you're more of a chill person. I feel like athletes, though, they have, like, when they are showing and documenting what they're doing, I think that's already so interesting that the best thing is, when you're just yourself as much as you can. You're not trying to be, like, too crazy, because I do think even, like, watching, like, other athletes and make smoothies and stuff like that, I think I watched, like, a Fantilli video of him making a smoothie. It was so monotone, so like him and hockey player type, but it was interesting, I guess, just because it's like you are a hockey player doing it. So I think you can get away with that a little bit easier.
Right. And the thing with that too is I've noticed, I mean, we've all been around so many people in the hockey space, and whether there's a camera there or when there's not a camera there, there's so many characters and big personalities that no one gets to see. Because like we're in the dressing room or when the guys go out to dinner or something, or I don't know, golfing together. There's so many personalities and hilarious people that I know viewers would love to see, but there's just no one that's really willing to show it off right now or really
you hear that in like the NHL, like certain guys are just like hilarious in the room or like they've been around for a while and all that stuff, but just like you only ever hear about it. You never actually see it.
But you can't like see it either, because otherwise you have to strap a GoPro on your like head for the whole time you're in the locker room, and you can't go out and like film a whole team, like a dinner with a couple of your teammates. So it's hard that way. But it's hard to get sometimes out of that interview mode almost when you're talking. But when you're doing something you're passionate about and you want to show things that you like doing, and I feel like that's when you can kind of bring out some of your personality and be yourself and trying to. It is hard though, being that interview person and then pushing yourself to be that YouTube person also. So it's trying to find that balance of just being yourself.
Well, interview style is always so much like you're thinking what you're saying. You gotta connect your sentences really well. You can't just make something and kind of you can mess up so much on YouTube, I guess. It's like, but when you're programmed for these interviews, you're like, I can't mess up or I can't say too much because I can't go back and edit it myself or something like that.
Yeah, you're just trying to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
And, no, you go.
I was just gonna say, and like, are you editing all of your content too from the very beginning? Has it always been all you?
Yeah. So obviously learned a lot. I couldn't even go back and watch my old videos. I probably feel
everyone's
too
case.
bad. Yeah, no way. I forget I posted those bubble videos. I'm sure they're pretty bad, but I do it all myself. I was just talking about this with Bonesy, who's Nashville's emergency goalie, who has a YouTube channel as well, and just how much easier it would be to throw your clips to someone and have them edit it. But then again, I know what I filmed. There's a reason why I filmed that. I messed up in front of the camera. I don't want anyone else to see it, me stuttering. And then, and then I go to edit. I know the style I want. I know how to use those clips. And I've kind of learned to be more efficient with that. But we just went to Toronto and filmed like a vlog from that weekend, and I'm like halfway through. I'm like, I never want to post another YouTube video because this editing is just too much. I just rather do TikToks.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little easier. We just spent a little over 2 weeks on a new vlog that we dropped last night.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but you want to put the time in because you want to show it from your vision and your point of view, where sometimes if you would pass it on to someone else, maybe they're like, that's really not what I was trying to portray at all.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that is the hard part about having someone else look at your footage. Like you said, you have like ideas in your head as you're filming a pregame meal to like after the game to what you say, whatever it may be. There's always something that's probably going on that is difficult to just hand off and have someone really take over for you. But I think your editing too, and even your thumbnails are like really good. I was going to say, like, your thumbnails are pretty poppy. They stand out nicely. And for I mean, you don't have a background in any of that, I'm assuming. So
Yeah, if you're
you do a
impressing
great
this
job.
Yeah. guy, then
That's
should be
half the
doing
battle.
pretty good.
Title and a thumbnail, right?
Yeah, yeah. And your wife actually, she's in content too. Like she I saw like she's a blogger as well and doing stuff. Is she kind of helping you out now with that too?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what she's wanted to do for a while now. Obviously with kind of home being here, but then going and playing in Nashville, and then all of a sudden she had to go to Europe, and it's hard to like have a job. So she's passionate about that, and she figured that was like something that would be easy to do too on the run. And then she like, obviously fashion was a big thing for her, and then she finally got around to posting like hockey content, hockey wife stuff, and it blew up, and she's like, I hate this, but I have to do it now.
I think that's like its own popular little niche is the hockey wife content, going to my husband's game and all this stuff.
Yeah, my wife started posting about it, and then all of a sudden you see these other wives starting to post. So
yeah.
I like to think she's the OG of that, but she does a good job, and she like, I'm kind of jealous of her because she could just kind of come up with that easy stupid video idea and make fun, like a funny comment on it, and it blows up. And so she's done a great job, and she's just got to ride that wave of being a hockey wife.
Just hoping you play for as long as you can now.
Yeah, for her.
Yeah, for her page.
How was it? How different was it when you were filming in Sweden versus over here? Were teammates more into it, or was it kind of the same? Obviously, there was no COVID to deal with.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, being in the bubble, that was so strict. First time doing it. And then going to Nashville, we still had COVID rules. We couldn't go out to restaurants during the season, and the team had to go over the video, and they had to approve everything that was filmed in the event level. And same thing. If your mask wasn't on somewhere, it's getting cut out. And all of a sudden, that was ended up being a good clip. But, and I wasn't playing that season either. So then going to Sweden was, okay, I'm going to play a lot. I have like a year and a half of experience on YouTube, so I'm like comfortable. I can add it to my daily routines. And I feel like right away when I signed, like the fans were excited because they knew about my content. So just playing games, it was so much easier to make content. You play a couple games a week, and you kind of just talk about the game, show the games a little bit, and that ended up being your episode. So, and it's obviously so much easier to do that stuff when you're playing well, other than when you're not playing well and you have to sit in front of the camera and be like, oh, lost again, 6 goals against, and like, you don't want to do that, and you want to post it. But there's also that version where I can be myself and be vulnerable as well, and be honest of what's going on. And I feel like that's what's hockey's kind of missing, that if it's a good game, I'll go there and be proud and kind of see there's always things that I wanted to do better. But then if it's a bad game, I still have to sit there and kind of give my 2 cents. And
that's such a hard skill to talk about yourself like that when things aren't going right. I mean, being able to, it's easy to talk about what's going on when everything's just going, you're feeling good, you're winning, you're playing great. But then in those times, or those little slumps that everyone goes through, when you're trying to explain that to other people, when you're already probably in your own head about what's going on and why things aren't going as planned or as really wanted. And I think that shows true authenticity. I can't even say it right now. It's authentic. Let's keep it there. Authenticity. It's doing that is so hard for people. So the fact that you're able to do that, and like you said, probably got out of your comfort zone from 4 years ago or whatever, that's a true testament to just your growth overall as a creator.
I'm sure your fans too really like that. Like, do you have a lot of younger goalies following you, or who's your fan base? Because I can imagine like a younger player seeing someone have a bad game and you actually talking about that and sharing that is like so almost comforting for them to be like, because when you're young you think that, oh, I played bad, I suck and all this stuff, but then if you play bad and you can actually, they see that, I'm sure, for me at least, that would have been really nice to just watch.
I can use it as a, obviously take a couple days after a loss before I
Yeah.
do the recap, but and I can use it for something good. So I'm not there just like being grumpy or anything. I can be like, well, this is what happened and this is what I could have done better and this is what I'm going to do moving forward. So if you're looking at the comment section, it is younger goalies. It might be parents of athletes and just fans all the way through. And one thing that really helped, even both of my years in Sweden, now that I'm playing, because I was like, okay, what are the comments going to be like? Before this, I was pretty much a part of just the NHL team's PR team in Toronto and Nashville, posting content for them. But now that I'm playing and the fans are so passionate in Sweden, and there's that added pressure in a way that I learned to deal with, and it's just about trying to put a positive spin on it, and then all the comments that I got back, whether it was a good game or a bad game, were still all positive. That kind of something that I was nervous about, if it's going to be lots of negative, bad comments, because that's what internet is. Especially if you have a bad game, there's the trolls are coming out and trying to bring you down. But everybody was still super positive, and I think that's the power of when you put something good out and people really care, and then you kind of get that back as well.
I was gonna say, do you think that teams recognize this, that you are promoting them a lot and stuff like that? Does that kind of help maybe get you ahead of someone in some cases?
I'm worried that it has the opposite effect.
Oh, really?
I don't know. You just never know who the person in charge, what they think. Like now I'm going into, I don't have a contract for next season, and it's still kind of early. I know July 1st is coming up here, but I could have signed a new deal as early as 3-4 months ago. But we'll see. It's kind of hopefully it helps. But I'm sure there's GMs or coaches who don't mind it. Nashville was great about it, and I'm sure there's GMs and coaches who probably don't like it.
Yeah, you'll just have to find the right fit.
Yeah, and it's like, if there is a NHL team that steps up and wants to sign me but says no YouTube, I'm like, okay, that's fine, because athlete first, and that's still like, YouTube is just a hobby and doing this content. So, but still, if you look around the league, there's guys posting TikToks and there's guys posting on Instagram. My kind of theme is always, and my wife also says it too, like I feel like I'm way too much in my head about posting on YouTube and what people think about it, just because I'm the only one in hockey doing it. But people still post on Instagram. They post stories. They have their podcasts. Like, it's still content. It's just on a different platform. So to me, if somebody says something about YouTube, then I can be like, this guy's posting on Instagram. What's the difference?
Right. People are doing it. They're just not doing exactly, it's so personally, maybe like everyone's going on podcasts or talking with Spittin' Chicklets or the Missing Curfew Boys, and they're telling stories and all this, but you're just actually filming yourself. You're not going on someone else's platform. There's really not a difference at all.
Yeah, like Marchessault just posted a picture at the Cup, and all he had was a Truly can in his hand, and there was his Instagram post of the Truly brand. Like, it's no difference.
Yeah.
I guess YouTube maybe is the most vulnerable that people view it as, which is maybe why they think they would ever go that path. But you're right. It's like people are still sharing their lives in different ways and stuff. And I think now at least time's on your side, where every year they're getting more accepting of that, where probably the rare coach would be like, nah, but I think now they're realizing too of how helpful that would be. Like, that would be so cool. And it is so cool already, but like imagine too now, even a year outside COVID, of what you could all document and share that people never have gotten to see before in the NHL. Would be really cool to see that.
Yeah, for sure. And I have to keep my stuff like positive, obviously, and because it's still a reflection of who I am, and I'm still a hockey player. And you know, if I put something bad out there, it's going to affect me as a hockey player more than anything. So, yeah, just I feel like with all the experience I've had doing it, and if you just take a peek at the comment section, it's good stuff. So I'm not trying to clickbait too hard or post anything controversial and like that. It's almost just like it's for the fans, you know. They know what they're getting, and they can see behind the scenes a little bit and kind of document my career. So yeah, just trying to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I think it helps too. Like you said, it's for the fans. At the end of the day, it's for the love of the game and for people to really understand what the life is like. And if things were going bad and you thought it was a distraction, you're a professional. You would maybe put it away for a little bit until things like there really should not be any worries unless people start to abuse the power of being able to post anything they want. I mean, your job is a hockey player. Your second job is a YouTuber, or your hobby, like you called it. But I think everyone, you would think it would be professional enough to truly know that, like, you're not going to let it distract you or take away from your training, or it's not like you're sitting on the computer all day, every day, just trying to make YouTube videos. You're actually working out, skating, eating right, everything to become a better hockey player too.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said earlier, it's like focus on hockey, the most popular comment that people could come up with. But it's like I probably spend like a couple hours a week editing, and then I film just wherever I go. It's not like I go out of my way and film. Like if I'm walking to the bus, I might just film it. So I'm doing at the same time I'm doing anything else. So I'm spending like 2-3 hours a week on YouTube, and there's guys going golfing 3 times a week and, you know, playing Fortnite all night. They're spending way more time on that than I'm doing on my editing and my YouTube. So it's, you know, but what I do is public, and it's, you know, people can see it, people can judge it if they want. Like that's what the comment section is for. Yeah. But you know, I just put way more focus on my family and than I do on my YouTube channel. But then, you know, there are those grumpy people who want to, you know, say something bad and bring it down.
Just an easy target. Like,
yeah.
Do you remember when I think even when we were playing college, and I think it was when you guys were playing and I was not on the team, but you guys got heat for posting content or being like a content group. And yeah, it's like, how much time are you actually doing the videos versus the guys that are not doing it or playing video games, or like,
exactly.
It's not like you leave the rink and you watch film the rest of the night, where editing is going to steal any time away from you of getting better anyway.
It's not like I'm like, Coach, I need 15 minutes to film this video during practice. Can I just do this at this end and you guys stay down there? Like,
stop a drill.
We all knew what the priorities were and why we were actually at school and why we were playing. And then we were very cautious too of making sure we didn't take away time from teammates or coaches and everyone else, because that was the job. But then, yeah, exactly like you said, we need teammates who would stay up till 3 a.m. playing video games and not go to class the next day or something, and we're just trying to make content. It's really not a big deal. I mean,
no.
Yeah, and it gave me a good balance to my days too. Like my family was back and forth when I was in Sweden, so I got back from the rink at 1:00 and I had nothing else to do. I could have sat there and watched Netflix all day or play video games, but I was like, well, I'm going to edit this video and put something together that I'm passionate about. And you know what? I'm rewatching my practice tape and my game film, and I get to see it again and even like learn something from it and then put it together and trying to put this thing together and have like constructive criticism and feedback and just kind of go through it all again and even learn from it.
It's almost like a public journal of you being able to tell your story, share your story in your day-to-day, and like you said, reflect on what just happened and what you just filmed. Has that helped, you think, as a hockey player? Like you said, you've been able to watch footage from practices or old games. Has that helped you in your profession?
I hope so. Obviously I get to watch it all again, and then I have to then I sit in front of the camera and have to analyze it, and I have to think about, okay, now I have to analyze this thing other than just letting the whole game go after the game's over. But yeah, it's just watching all that stuff again, and hopefully learn from it, and like I said, analyze and be critical and put that much more thought into it again. Trying to learn from it, and hopefully it all is paying off.
Well, I'd say it is, because I hated watching film and I never made it past D3. So
imagine watching every game, Will, and you having to write like some kind of like informative like recap to tell your audience after.
Oh, I would not.
Here's where I went wrong.
I would not be good at that. But.
Yeah, and like it's tough because then I have to be honest. I can't fool anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to see it too. I could take a week off and just scratch the whole thing. It was a bad game, but I have to go in there and like try to maybe help the younger goalies, and this is what I want to do, and kind of be held accountable for myself as well for next time, and think about a strategy moving forward and what I did wrong, what helps, and there's the educational part, there's the family home video part that I get to look back on one day, and then also learning about my game and putting it together. So trying to just take all the positives out of it and use it for good.
Definitely teaches you how to be positive, like a lot.
A lot.
You have to be positive.
Yeah, because I can't go in there and be negative, because then like people can clip it like this, and who knows, it's on Facebook or Twitter, and then he said this, and then it's like it's bad news for me and bad news for the team.
Blaming your defenseman and
I say it, but I cut it out.
Here's a question: how long do you think, or if it will ever happen, for an NHL player now to start a YouTube channel, or anyone out there? Do you think it's going to happen next season? It's going to take 5 years, or what do you think?
Hopefully right when I'm done playing.
Yeah.
So I get to be the only one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there's like guys are doing TikToks here and there, and so I'm sure it's just okay. One of the guys in the AHL actually messaged me and was asking about the YouTube stuff, but he wanted to do YouTube channel for his golfing. So talk about focus on hockey, hey? Like you're doing YouTube now for your golf thing? Don't you supposed to be play hockey?
Shorter season, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but there is interest, and I get a lot of messages from like guys in juniors, and they're like, "Well, I want to do something like this, but I don't know where to start, or like, how did your teammates feel?" But I also get it. Like, you guys started in college, but the guys starting in juniors who like are still trying to make probably like NAHL or USHL, and then they try to make college. Like, if you're not done that yet and you have a YouTube channel and like you're putting all out this content, like that's where like teams and colleges can be like, whoa, like what's this, a little scared of it, right?
Yeah. You're not signing a full on, you're signing something else on too that you don't know how much time what their main priority is, I guess. Yeah.
So I would love to see some guy like starting like AA, AAA, playing that kind of hockey and making it to like juniors and making it to college, and while doing all this stuff. So I think until that happens, it's kind of,
it probably has to be someone that leads into the NHL, not starts.
Yeah, and that's where the interest is with this generation, is that I don't think there's going to be too many 30-year-olds who are going to pick up this and start it, and it's going to be the younger guys. Even they have to start it before they make the NHL, because I feel like even if the life is so busy in the NHL, like I find it hard if guys want to start in their first couple of years. They're just probably think it's too much and it's a distraction. So somebody just has to like do it, be comfortable with it, and like grow it as they grow as a player.
Yeah,
so
I think it kind of goes back to how you said you need to stay positive when you're watching that thing, your old videos too, because if there's someone making content in AAA and then juniors and they're trying to get scouted by colleges or whatever it is, if they're making content that might be pretty negative or disrespectful to a team or other people, then a scout sees that. You could have all the talent in the world, but they're not going to want to take you on.
Yeah, every little thing that you say, you post, it can be held against you, you know. So
Yeah, I think Isaac said every little thing is basically a public resume.
for sure,
That's something we took.
it's a scary part about it, to get canceled. I've been doing it for 3 years. I haven't been canceled, so it's it's a victory.
Usually
But
got through the hardest 2 years of COVID would have been the worst. I think looking back to that stage was anything you posted, even whether it was like okay to not wear a mask, it was that people were still commenting, you know, about it and trying to
the COVID police
be mad for something. So
yeah,
it was a very tiptoey stage.
that's the hard thing. Like, everybody's got an opinion, and you can't please them all. And it was just about learning to be okay with it, knowing that there's always going to be someone to say something bad. But yeah, just trying to keep everyone happy is pretty hard.
Yeah, just sticking to yourself and seeing, like we talked about earlier, just your vision and letting it out there. That's the most important thing, and that's what's going to help. But you got any big plans for your Minnesota summer? I know you're just traveling to Toronto and things. But,
yeah, that was a long drive to Toronto and
Yeah.
back. I was obviously played there for 4 years, and the first time going back, and it was just kind of cool to go back to the old spots and shoot some hockey content as well.
it's
and
a
then
great city.
yeah, the best during the summer. Winter is it's a little dicey, but and then just gonna start skating more and more here and working out and prepare for wherever I'm gonna play next season. And then we have a trip to Nashville coming up, seeing our friends, and a couple weddings, and that's about it.
Sounds like the very standard Minnesota summer that I've been living for the last 25 years.
Yeah, this is only our second one here, because we bought our place just over a year ago.
Okay.
Before that, we've been like renting in Duluth or staying wherever I've played, and so now it's finally kind of nice to have a home base and build those group of guys you skate with and build a routine and have somewhere to call home. So it's been so nice.
That's great. Yeah, well, we're lucky to have you around here because obviously there's plenty of hockey and plenty of professional players who come back here for the summers and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
we don't have a goalie in the group.
Yeah, this is our first.
Where do I leave the application?
Right after this, we'll sign you up. But no, I did want to put you on the spot here. Who do you think the better goalie creator is, you or Trav for Oilers?
I'm gonna stick with my positivity. I'm gonna say myself.
There you go.
Love it.
That's good.
Love it. It seems to be, that is kind of a theme. Goalies are doing it first.
There's a lot. There's, like I said, Bonesy
Right.
is doing a great job, and Kane Van Gate out of St. Louis.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something about the position too, that you're kind of by yourself, and
True.
Yeah.
You feel the pressure anyway, so you may as well let it out and
Yeah.
let other people judge you on the internet rather than being blaming the goalie.
Yeah, like you said, you gotta have an outlet to blame your
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually wonder why that would be too. Like, they're just maybe more individual itself a little bit, and kind of, I don't know, goalies always say they're on their goalie island in the dressing room and kind of doing their own thing. They're always doing their own thing, and maybe that's where it sparks.
Yeah, I think you goalies just see everything differently too, because, like you said, you are more centered out. You're not skating around. You're literally hanging out all game, and it's very easy to blame the goalie too.
Yeah, we like to have our word on the goals too, so that's why we need our own platform for it.
Yeah, 100%. That's awesome.
And you look, and now you have merch now, right? And you doing some training things a little bit too.
Yeah, a little bit of some shirts that designed to put up for sale, and try to do something fun for always whatever team I play for. And then just actually did the first goal lesson last night, and just kind of something to add to my summer, I guess, and helping around the goalies around the area. And yeah, good way to stay on the ice and pay forward.
And are you doing brand deals and stuff like that? Is that all through
Yeah.
you? Do you have anyone for that or anything?
Yeah, he does. Maybe the same as
Oh.
us.
I mean, I think so.
Oh, that's right.
At least if you guys
That's
are still the
right.
same as a couple years ago, but
Yes, we are.
yeah, some through there, and then there are some of my older ones. Maybe I do redo some stuff and through them, and little ones by myself. But yeah, obviously that's been huge, and that makes the whole thing worth it. You know, like worth your time in a while.
Yeah, no, definitely. Kind of, I mean, you're building something for the future too. Like, would you even see yourself stopping if you stop playing hockey, or would you continue going?
Yeah, it's. I've been thinking about that. Obviously, I've just been doing this for 3 years, and hopefully I have like 8, 9, 10 years left of hockey left. But yeah, what's it gonna look like when I'm done playing? Like, I kind of lose my niche, but is it gonna be? It has to be something to do with hockey still, and if I get to coaching, like, what's that gonna look like? But yeah, right now I'm just trying to ride the wave and play and document my life, and while I'm doing it.
Do what we're doing, and we'll see you at Chicklets Cup and the Winter Classic and the NHL events and in the suites watching the games with us.
Yeah, you guys
That's
you guys have it good. You guys figured it out, like, even
We just
though-
weren't good enough to make it.
Yeah.
To the,
No, but
we just
even-
had only other.
we just
one
had to
other
find
option.
another way to make it to the league.
Hey, and you did. You did. You've been closer to the NHL than I have been. So, but yeah, like, even though you might not be playing, but you still got to go on the ice and do all this stuff and get behind the scenes and kind of build on what you love.
I think the biggest thing is what you just said is being able to give it back or pay it forward. That's what you said. Paying it forward, because when we were growing up, we'd love to see you making content or other people. I was always looking up random hockey videos because I love to know what the guys are like, and I wanted to see all that and the fun stuff of hockey. But so I know my little brother's a big fan of your YouTube channel. He's a goalie too. But
Yeah, I think like the big thing is just like me growing up, the HBO Road to the Winter Classic was by far my favorite
exactly.
show. So I would like rewatch those, and get to go inside players' home and even in the locker room, them talking about like what they are like, and then just trying to kind of give mine out there as well. So I think that's huge that what hockey's kind of missing a little bit.
man, those were so good.
I loved actually seeing the coach's post-game speeches after on
Yeah.
those are always good.
Sometimes when they're blowing up.
Yeah.
That one of Boudreau when he's blowing up in Washington. Oh, man. Those are legendary. But thank you so much for being here. We
Of
really
course, yeah.
appreciate it. It's been nice getting to know you, and we'll definitely have to get on the ice sometime
For
soon.
sure, yeah. Just let me know. Time
I just
and
need to
place.
we need to dust off our gear, but we'll try our best.
Yeah, that'd be great too. Yeah, like if you're ever even looking to obviously make content on the ice and need someone to collab with and shoot pucks, like that's us. We'll hop on with you.
We still got a little bit. We haven't put the gear on too much. Usually just outdoors, but we're trying to stay loose and not lose it too soon at least.
Yeah, that's easy because I know you guys are comfortable with it to shoot. Other than going in an NHL pro group this summer, it's like, should I film this or not? Like, kind of hide the camera somewhere in the stand. So, yeah, I'm always down for that.
Sweet.
Awesome.
You're blessed. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much for your time.
Of course.
And looking forward to getting to know you even more and doing some things down the road.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.